from Karma Bread, and I just want to say thank you so much for buying the Challah Queen challah mix. Now you can have Karma Bread challah in your home. So, in this bag, you've got enough mixed ingredients to make 2 good sized challah. So, pour your dried mixture into your bowl. Just give it a little swill around with your hands, just to make sure everything is combined. Make a little well in the middle, and then you're going to start to add your wet ingredients. And you're going to add 2 eggs and 1 egg yolk. Now the thing about this recipe is that it's really enriched. You get a lot of egg, you get a lot of oil, you get a lot of sugar, and that's why it tastes so good. And these are large eggs, by the way. And we're going to add an extra egg yolk. You've measured your oil and you've measured it on your digital scale. Just add the oil. So this is just under 200 mils sunflower oil, tasteless. Okay, good quality sunflower oil. Okay, so we're adding 240 mils or grams of warm water. So you've got your hands in the bowl. You're not going to be scared now to really get your hands in the ingredients. Okay, I'm going to add 3/4 of the water. I'm going to hold a little back. Now, this is how I do it. With one hand, I turn the bowl, and the other hand, I start to combine the ingredients. You get the wet, and you squeeze it into the dry. You can see that you've got some dry patches. Just add the rest of the water. See, some people would choose to use a mixer at this point. I'd really urge you not to. I'd really urge you just to get your hands in the dough and start to know your dough. And the more you know and you learn from it, the better your challah is going to be. So at this stage, what I'm doing, I'm just scraping my hands, scraping the dough off my hands, and we're going to turn the dough onto the table and we're going to start to knead it. Okay? So, you can see that the mixture is forming a dough. Still see the flecks of yellow from the egg yolk. As the dough is forming, I'm already starting to challenge the gluten strands that are developing. One of the most important tools, apart from a digital scale for bread making that you can have in your kitchen, are dough scrapers. So I've got this gorgeous one that was made by Campbell, and it says Karma. And you're going to find one of these in your mix as well, which you'll find very, very useful. See, I've got dough on my hands. You get to the stage where it doesn't bother you. However, something to learn is that dough attracts dough. So the more dough you've got on your table, or the more dough you've got on your hands, it'll just start to collect. Really push your weight into it. Use your force. The more you settle down into that rhythm, pushing it away, bringing it back, pushing it away, bringing it back. You find that your breath starts to settle, and you find that the thoughts stop. And for me, that's where the healing takes place. You can see that the dough's really, really coming together. You need 10 minutes of this. 10 minutes of good, strong kneading. Okay, so you'll see that the dough is just starting to transform under your hands. It's getting smoother, it's getting silkier. But you keep going. Can you see how it's really relaxed and stretchy? So there's something about enjoying a process, being in the process and being the process. And when you love the process, I can tell you the outcome is normally pretty amazing. So not quite there yet. Okay, so I have a well-kneaded dough here, and now it's time for it to proof. So I've just pulled it into a little ball. You're gonna put it into a clean bowl. Just line it with a little bit of sunflower oil. Put your dough in your bowl and cover your bowl. Put it in a warm place for about 45 minutes to an hour, and then let's see how it is. Okay, so this is a good time now to preheat your oven. So put it to between 190 to 200 degrees. You know your oven. I suggest that you get the grill ready and the tray ready in the oven, so you've got the grill at the lower third. So you're going to put your dough into the oven in the lower third section. The dough is enriched with sugar, oil and egg. It's going to colour really, really quickly, and it's going to colour on the top really quickly. You don't want it to burn on the top and not be baked properly from the bottom. It's the bottom colouring that tells you whether it's baked or not. So you want a kind of dark golden brown on the underneath of your challah, and that's how you know when it's baked or not. Let's have a look. It's taken quite a long time to proof. I gave it about an hour and 20 minutes. That's fine, because we're going to take some time now to scale it up and plait it. The dough is still proving as we're doing that. It's a bit bubbly, it's bouncing back, but not entirely. It's gorgeous actually, it feels alive. So I'm tipping it out. All right, so I have my digital scale here, so I'm just going to weigh this dough. Alright, so I've got just over 1400 grams. Now, that can either make 2 large challah, which would be 700 grams each, or you can make a couple of small ones, you could make a lot of rolls. It's up to you. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to show you how to make a 4-strand challah. A medium to large challah is 700 grams. So I'm going to weigh out 4 lots of 170 grams. So 170 grams each. Okay, so just to say, I just oiled this very light, the surface of my table very, very lightly. At this point, no flour should be going on the surface. 4 lots of 170 grams. We've got a couple of options. With your strand, you can either use a rolling pin like I am, or you can bang it out. Just bang it out, fold it over, push it down, fold it over, push it down, fold it over, push it down. Okay, we'll come back to that. So we have this one over here. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to bring it over, push it away, bring it over, push it away. I'm creating some scaffolding, I'm creating some skin in which the gluten can form, and it will give you a beautiful high crown challah. So I'm using the table, pushing the dough away, bringing it back, pushing the dough away, bringing it back, tapering it off at the ends. There is a strand. If you push it, it feels really firm. To stretch it out and make it smooth. Here, free form, I'm just using my hands. I've rolled up the dough, and I'm just going to use the surface of the table to make a good structure. Pushing it away, bringing it back. So it's this part of the hand that's really important at this point. Pushing your hand against the surface of the table, pushing the dough, bringing it back, pushing it away, bringing it back, tapering it off at the ends. All right, so we have our 4 strands, tapered ends joined together. This is when I add a bit of flour. So a little dusting, stroke your strands, show them some love. Now the reason why I do this at this point is because this dough is really, really enriched, it's really moist, okay? We want some definition with the strands, so we're gonna plait them. We don't want them to bleed together, okay? We want definition and we want a good risen challah. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 goes here, 2 goes up. 1 is gonna go where number 3 is. 1 goes here, 3 goes up. Keep them joined together at the end. 4 over number 2. 1 over number 3. 4 over 2. 1 over 3. Just pulling them out a little bit, but you don't want to tear the gluten. 4 goes over number 2. 1 over 3, join them together. When I'm teaching my classes at Karma Bread, this becomes the mantra. People dream 4 over 2, 1 over 3 when they go to sleep at night. That's all you've got to remember. And look, it's a beautiful little 4-strand challah. Let's just do a quick 3-strand. I'm going to make these about 200 grams each, maybe a little more. Okay, I've just dusted my 3 strands. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just bring one into the middle, and then the one from the left into the middle, from the right into the middle, from the left. Now, I'm keeping it taut and tight, and then I'm going to let it swell in the middle, taut and tight for the end. And there will be something very, very sweet and gorgeous about this. I'm going to put this on the tray. We're going to allow these to proof, and I'll come back to you in about an hour. So we're egg washing it. So you go in the direction of the strands, and you make sure egg wash all the creases, all the cleavages, all the spaces in between, and right underneath. Thank you so much. I really hope you've enjoyed that process. Congratulations on making a beautiful challah. I know how it tastes and it's going to be good. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, follow me on Instagram, Facebook and Twitter, Karma Bread. Thank you.